What is going on, everybody? It is Matty here, and welcome to another episode of Side Quest. I hope this finds you all well. Before we get into anything in this week's episode, I just want to start off by thanking each and every single one of you who have sent some love to myself and Dustin, who have essentially been handed the keys to the Side Quest Castle. We have a lot of great content coming your way, and we hope you're stoked like we are. But in this week's video, I want to focus on Ghost of Tsushima, the latest PlayStation 4 exclusive. This one comes from Sucker Punch Productions, who brought us the likes of Sly Cooper's trilogy, which, by the way, is one of PlayStation's best. I don't know if you knew that. But also, they brought us Infamous, which is another favorite of many PlayStation fans. However, Ghost of Tsushima is brand new, and I came from the camp of people who wasn't super excited about this game. When we saw the State of Play gameplay, I thought, Assassin's Creed clone, okay, cool, and I moved on with my life. But I've been playing it since a little bit before launch, and I gotta say, I was entirely wrong about this game, and I hope in this video I can show you everything that's so special about the way the world and content is designed for you in Ghost of Tsushima. So we're gonna go ahead and hop through this person's window, hopefully. Oh, there we go. It's not a deep dive video without any type of failures whatsoever. But anyway, what I wanted to show everyone first is the way that content is delivered to the player. Oh, perfect. Here's someone outside, so we don't have to worry about jumping through the window. Anyway, in these types of games, normally they're always slinging bad guys at you on the roads. You're constantly being ambushed. There's so much chaos in the world, we'll say Far Cry, where you're just trying to drive peacefully from point A to point B, and you're being interrupted every 5 seconds, that I really like what this game focuses on in the terms of rewarding you for moments of respite. So here we're going to get ourselves a rumor through one of the citizens here of the Kotatsu Forge. So let's speak to him and see what he has to say.
You seem lost in thought. Is everything all right?
There's so much to fear right now, my lord. But there are still places of beauty to remind us what truly matters. Even the birds know it. I followed the flock to a place that filled me with peace.
I used to write haiku in places like that. There was no better place to center my mind and body before battle.
I hope you'll find peace again soon, Lord Sakai.
Okay, so we just got ourselves a rumor from this peasant here, and it brings us to a place where we can discover a haiku. Now, haikus are one of the many types of content that you can complete in the open world. Here we can see something like a fox's den, which will lead us to Inari shrines. We can see Torii gates here, which will lead us to more significant charms in the world. There are, of course, your outposts that you can clear out. We'll do that in this video as well. But one of my favorite things about this world, this large world, might I add, a island split into 3, and we're only here on the beginning part of the island, and look at all of this content, is, like I said, the way that it's delivered to you. So let's say that we're going to go ahead and track down this undiscovered location here, which was something we also picked up from a rumor. What you'll notice is our first bit of HUD in this entire video. On the top left corner, it tells us how far away we are. Eventually, this will fade out, and it will just leave us here with the game world. So I'm going to call on my horse, and this will be easily my favorite thing of this entire game. Now, if you'll notice, we just have the flowers over there. They're blowing in the wind to the right. The wind is blowing us a little bit to the right. And essentially, this is the game's guiding wind system, allowing us to explore the open world without any HUD. And I just find this so impressive in a day and age where we're always mini-map marker chasing. We're following the holographic lines that have been set out for us. And even in some of the best, most immersive games, we sort of accept these types of game mechanics because we know they're video games at their roots, and they do need to guide the player in some sense. But Ghost of Tsushima has displayed that you can immerse the player and inform them as we see the winds pushing us this way. And I just really, really appreciated how the content was brought to the player. Now, let's say you start to lose the sight of the wind a little bit. You're not sure where to go. You can just swipe up on the touchpad. The wind will pick up, and it's telling us to go right out there onto what I believe is that little island there. So we're going to have to go ahead and track around here. I'm actually not quite sure what this is, but that's one of my favorite parts of the open world as well, is the sense of discovery, because it's so immersive in how it brings you to the content. But also that the game looks like a movie 24/7. Like, I've never seen a game look so good while it's just pouring in rain. So here we're going to find, what is this rumor here? This is Kotatsu Haiku. Okay, so perfect. This is exactly what we were looking for. Normally a game's going to bring you to an outpost, which we'll show you later with some of the combat. This game's going to let you compose a haiku. So we're going to see Jin take a knee here, and he's going to start thinking and reflecting, and the game is going to reward you for that, which is something I appreciate oh so much. So we're reflecting on strife here. You reflect on different things based off the points in the game you're at, and also what haiku place, if you will, you're at. So we can go ahead and customize this in any way we would like to. Let's go with Unknown Horizons. And it's going to push us to the next screen. You look around again, so it says Unknown Horizons peer through the mist and will be, or we could say on sturdy ground we retreat, or I think struggle and cry out for help. No, I'm going to go with this one over here. Right here. We're going to peer through the mist and we'll be, imagine the next one's just okay. Anyway, here we've got weakened from the fight. Okay, that doesn't sound necessarily positive. But we are reflecting on strife after all, so we will have to accept our fate there. Now, this is one of the cool parts about the game is now we hear fully voiced, by the way, the haiku that we had just written, showing off spots that we were looking at. So you're taking in your environment, and we're seeing Jin actively reflect on something the player has accomplished. And then the way they reward you here is with a headband. And the headband, yep, has your haiku right there written on it. We can press options to view it, and right now we do have the samurai helmet equipped, but we can see this is the headband that we just got throughout this video, so we're going to equip that just for the sake of everything that's going on. And now we can see a beautiful sunset, and there's a bit of a mist here. It's just such a beautiful game world, and some of you who are familiar with my content will know I, used to be a gigantic Bethesda Game Studios fan. They make some of the best open world games from, I'd say, about 2003 to 2011 with Skyrim. They're just, and I'm sorry, 2015 as well. Fallout 4 has a great open world that they're just so enticing to explore. And this game gives me that feeling as well. So as you can see there, the game has no problem leading you to peaceful content, something that you just don't see in games nowadays. And the way they bring you to it through rumors, through the guiding wind, is so nice because it's refreshing, it's different, and it lets you focus on things like this here. You can go inside the camera mode here, the photo mode, something I never use in games, and you can position it and make this look as beautiful as you want. I don't really have these types of talents. There are amazing people with amazing skills in the photo modes. I'm not one of them, but I just really appreciate the level of detail they put into the world and how everything constantly is like setting up a scene. So here, speaking of dynamic, a little bit earlier, we have ourselves what seems to be a Mongol patrol, and we can challenge them to a standoff. Now, you can either do that or stealth in, depending on how you want to play the game. In a standoff, we're going to wait here. We're going to see if he's going to make us flinch. Okay, he steps in, and we just cut him down. Now, we have an ability, so he's going to step in, and we're going to cut him down too. Now, we're getting to the game's combat a little bit. One of the biggest issues with Ghost of Tsushima's combat is its camera. Here, we're in an open area, so things should be okay. One of the major points of Ghost of Tsushima, as you can see here, the game slowed down. On the bottom right corner are stances. And so right now we're fighting a swordsman, so we're in the stone stance, which is good against swordsmen. And that'll let us do more damage to them. Sorry, talking and playing the game, as we all know, is not my specialty. So we're going to try to get a perfectly timed parry here, which, oh, we are failing at miserably. Hold on, step up, come on now. Boom, got him. Slow-mo, cut him down, and then take him out. It's one of the most satisfying parts of the combat system, especially if you cut him down for like a final blow, which we're going to try to do here. I think we got him weak enough where we can do that. There we go, just like that. We get a little XP here. We'll show what that does in a little bit when we complete one of the Mongol patrols. But right now, as we can see, we have taken out what is just a dynamic little event here. There's great environmental storytelling. We can see a little cart here, which they were holding down, maybe for other Mongols to come in and take it away. You can paint a picture in your head, and we can actually collect from this cart, get some upgrades ready. So stuff like that, man, that just those intermittent moments mixed in with the immersion and how well this game builds its world. We're trying to keep this spoiler free, so I won't be showing any quests like the Tales of Tsushima. I think they're one of the stars of the game, however. They are incredibly enjoyable stories. They're told in multiple chapters, which I think is to the game's benefit, so they feel like their own self-contained stories that are very interesting, basing around a lot of the major characters in the game. And so one other thing we can pick up on here, those super quick loading times, am I right? Anyway, we're 80 meters away from the Ohama fishing village. This is Mongol territory. This is where the game earned a little bit of its identity, as we see a similar 1, 2, 3 in the open world as we have with Assassin's Creed titles. Now, some will say it does justice to the Assassin's Creed franchise because it's like the feudal Japan Assassin's Creed we never got, and I can understand that to a degree, but I just think, like I said, the way it encourages peace and different play styles, you know, the combat system is so intuitive in this game. It makes you feel so good. It works really well, and that's coming from someone who, I'm not a huge fan of Sekiro, but I really did enjoy its combat system. But because of the stances in the combat, it really does work well. So here we have a bonus objective, which is to kill an enemy while concealed by a smoke bomb. If we actually do complete that, we'll get bonus technique points, or I'm sorry, bonus experience to our legend, which will then give us more technique points. So this game does have a vision, as we've seen in many other titles, where you can press the touchpad and we can see all enemies around. What I like is that you can't just mark enemies and then follow their waypoints. The game is not reliant on HUD. It is literally one of my favorite aspects of it. I cannot stress it enough. And it's a hard thing to sell, right? If you've never played this game, if you're not interested in it, me telling you, oh, no HUD, it's great, that's not going to really bring you into the game that much more, but it's when you're playing it. So right here we have a clear assassination target. We're going to see, can we do this off the grapple hook? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we can. That was beautiful. So that was awesome. Not even planned at all. But anyway, showing you guys some of the stealth gameplay here. Now, what's really interesting about Ghost of Tsushima's stealth gameplay is that it conflicts with a really strong part of the story, which it bases its entire narrative on the samurai code. Oh boy, we're getting spotted here. Sometimes areas, I will say, do really encourage you to take on enemies in combat. Like right here, we see a triangle of people surrounding one of the hostages. I don't know how you want me to get in there and take them all out. We do have the triple assassination skill, which I've not yet tested. I got it before I signed off last night, so we're going to see if we can actually perform that here. That would be pretty neat to pull off. So, oh, hold on. Let's see here. I did not hit the right button. That's okay. Anyway, right here, you're going to see me probably fail this mission. Oh, no, he's not going to get him. All right, cool. Anyway, we'll see a skull and crossbones over that man. That means that the Mongolian was going to come in and actually kill the hostage there. And if he did that, the mission's a failure. So right here, we got to rush over, stop him before anything happens. And now we're down to just one here. One lonely man. And we're going to deflect him, cut him down. Oh, no, we're not. Hold on. He's got one more in him. Boom. Just like that. And so now the area is clear. Another thing I really like about this game is just because this group here heard you, fought you, it doesn't mean that the people over there that we will encounter are going to come and fight us as well. Something I really appreciate, that when you're caught, it's not all over. And the entire camp doesn't know until horns are blown. And even then, sometimes not everyone comes. It's something I really, really appreciate because it encourages you to continue the stealth gameplay. A lot of times what happens is I have that, screw it moment where, you know, you go ahead, you're trying to stealth, you get caught, and that's it. You're just guns blazing, or you're running around with your sword out and trying to take everyone out. And that's something I can really appreciate. Pardon me and my distraction here. I'm just checking to make sure I don't miss any collectibles. We can see things like smoke bombs. I also like the design of buildings. Right here, we can pass through this opening here, which can let us take out someone if they were inside the building. It accounts for all types of play styles. Now, not on this specific group, but on others, there's actually a hatch that you can slide through. So there's different ways to traverse the environment. The grappling hook that you guys saw is something that I actually got later in the story in the first act. So you don't have that for a while. You can get it as soon as you really want, but I didn't have it for a while, and it really changes how you approach scenarios. So here, once again, we see another hostage surrounded by 3 enemies. This time it's 2 dogs as well as 1 Mongol. Now, what we're going to do here is a little bit of what you have seen in Assassin's Creed. We have these items that can distract people. It's called a wind chime. If we wanted to distract multiple people, we could take out a firecracker, but that would take everyone towards us. We don't really want that. So we're going to keep rolling around. We're going to survey the environment here. We see 3 set up there. I'm a big fan of taking out enemies on the edge. Even if they're not really a threat, I like to work my way inside. As we almost get spotted here. I like to work my way inside. That's my favorite way. So here we see this guy completely isolated, and I think we can just work our way around here and maybe take him out. Yeah, it's looking pretty good here. Okay, so here we go. We're going to assassinate him. But like I said, this stealth gameplay really conflicts with one of the strongest parts of the narrative, and so it makes you kind of, without spoiling anything, you feel a little bit bad playing this way, and that's why the encouragement of standoffs as a mechanic is really neat for the game, as we showed earlier. So we're going to keep crawling around this village here. We're going to go up to the 2nd floor. Hopefully we'll see a window, which we do. Perfect. We'll pass right through this. And so now we can still see we have that trifecta. We don't have really a way to hop in from above. Now this guy's all on his lonesome. We have a half bow here. We're going to try to take him out. Oh boy. Now that's never good. Okay, he's taken out. Now, uh-oh. Jin, you gotta move, buddy. Oh, boy. Oh, no, they're gonna take him out. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. No. No. Oh, he missed. Oh, perfect. I missed, though. Headshot here. Perfect shot. I missed. Oh, no, this isn't good. This is not good. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, I failed. I choked. I missed so many shots there. That was important to hit, and I completely blew it. Yeah, man, but that's what I like about this game and don't like is when you do fail that part there. Like, I feel like the hostages should almost be a bonus unto themselves. I feel like that would actually be better for the game. The fact that they make you redo side content because one person died, it doesn't really make sense. But one thing I'll be curious about with this location, some of them do this, is when we free this fishing village, how will the world respond? It's one of the cooler things I've noticed is that when you do free up a place, that people will come back and start living there, and you'll have new spots where merchants are located, and we can upgrade our materials, which is something I do want to show you all after this. Now, we do see this one Mongol here. He's coming very close, and you know, I want him to just take a, like, half, oh boy, I want him to take like half a step in here. Just one, like, come on, just walk forward, and boom. That's all we wanted. Oh boy. And here we go. We got one more coming our way. Got him. Really working the game in our favor here. We have to take out these animals, sadly. They'll just be pains in the ass later on. No mistakes this time. Matt's a seasoned vet at this point. As we can see here, he's blowing his horn, so nearby enemies might start coming our way that were originally pretty far. But we're going to take him out just like that. And now we're spotted, but that's okay. We've essentially weeded out most of our enemies here. We're killing them. Won't be much of a problem. And this is an archer out here, so we're just going to return the favor. Shoot him in the head as if I have good aim for once in my life. And now with everyone got, I think everyone got, oh my, nope. The blowing of the horn has worked against us here as we have a lot more to deal with. We got 3 shielded enemies coming in. And this is kind of what's another star of the game is just that combat. The way things are just dynamically happening. Please don't hit him. Please don't hit him. I'm trying to record a video, sir. Thank you. Oh boy, we got wiped out. Boom, kick in the face. Oh, I missed. All right, that's fine. One other thing you'll notice is I'm not getting hit particularly hard because I have a pretty well-progressed Jin. I have upgraded samurai armor, so I am able to take a lot more damage. But normally these enemies hit pretty hard. Like, I would have been punished very hard for that enemy who hit me with a sweeping attack, and especially when that shield came in, for sure. So now we're helping out yet another civilian here who's trapped.
I'll always remember you.
You're safe now.
And we have just one more to clear out here in this fishing village. And then we'll be good to show you guys some upgrades, and then you guys can carry on your merry way. So right here, we know that most of the enemies came towards us. And now what I'm curious to see what happens is if people will come back to the village. That'll be the interesting next step for the game, because some places do that. There was a logging yard that was seemingly like a supply depot for the Mongols, and Jin did burn that down. That's what's really cool about these outposts. What you're seeing here, it will play gameplay wise a bit similar to what we've seen in the past, but sometimes he handles things differently, and the objectives that you enter the area with are entirely different, and it makes it fun to play through. One of 6 keys said to lead to Gosaku's armor, gifted by the farmers of Omaha Farmstead. I've actually never seen this before, so this is really, really cool that will compel you to now wrap up as many of these outposts as possible. Perhaps you'll get more of those keys. I'm actually not sure. That's really neat to see. So we've successfully completed this area. They're going to give us a bit of a shot of the village. And yes, now we're seeing awesome. We are seeing people move in, carts moving in. So we're going to have another merchant available. And wow, we still don't have that technique point. You're really jeopardizing my plans, games. But anyway, look at that. I just love how it changes. The world responds to your actions. And this is the type of stuff that, at least for players like myself, it really does reel me in. So we got 8 steel for that, which is great for upgrading our sword, as well as our kanto, which is the blade we use for stealth takedowns, which, I was quite miserable at. But now we have a whole different vibe to this village. Now it's a bustling place where people can live and trade, and I just think that's cool because, merchants are very valuable in this game. Smithies are very valuable. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, these rumors are super valuable. They populate your map with things to do.
Vengeance has returned, my lord. It's been killing people in the old ruins.
I haven't heard of this spirit. You're sure this isn't the Mongols' doing?
You don't know the legend of Lord Yarikawa's final curse? The musician Yamato tells it better than anyone. He's near old Yarikawa now.
I'll look for him. Get to the bottom of this.
Now, what's really, really neat about what we just got here, these are mythical quests, and they give you some really cool moves. They have some of the most epic battles in the game, and they're just side content. It's crazy. Anyway, with that, let's head on over to the Kotatsu Forge, where, as we can see, or Komatsu, sorry. I think Kotatsu is actually like a type of couch with a table or something in Japan. I don't know. But anyway, we can head to the Komatsu Forge, and we can see that they're golden because certain upgrades are available. We have a bowyer who can upgrade our bow, of course, trappers, which can upgrade how many arrows we can carry and stuff. So we're going to show off a little bit of that to start wrapping this up. Before we do travel, I do want to display to you guys the progression system. So like I mentioned, there are the mythical quests, which will give you brand new abilities here. There's also exploration, where you can use the guiding wind to find specific things in the world. If you're trying to be full-on completionist, which I plan on doing with this game, it seems like a pretty fun platinum trophy to get. But we see a deflection skill tree, which you guys saw how I was playing the game. I was really focusing on those deflects, and it's because stuff like here, where if I have a perfect parry, I have a 20% chance to terrify nearby enemies, and it's really rewarding to get those moments where you're being swarmed by enemies. They're all off your back. We can parry unblockable attacks, so it feels like you're mastering the game, and it's really reflected through the skill tree. There's evasion for people who want to roll, who want to dodge and do, here we go, like a perfect dodge. He quickly stabs him. That type of stuff is really rewarding for the player. The stances have their own skill trees. Ghost, the stealth playstyle, has its own skill trees. There were things like kunai I didn't show you guys, smoke bombs. I don't want to ruin everything for you all who are just curious about the game and trying to learn a little bit more through this video, but there's a lot to the progression system, and it's all rewarded through completing stuff happening in the game. There is gear as well. You're not going to be changing, as far as I know, at least your sword. Right now, I just have an upgrade for this particular katana here. More importantly is the charm system. These are things you unlock, like I said, through the Torii gates. I got some of these through Torii gates. These are the more significant charms with the gold. And as it goes down, these are minor charms. These are minor charm slots, and you unlock more slots by completing those fox dens with the Inari shrines. You also have outfits, and you can change things like the color for your armor. So here we have Spring Lion. Here we have Immaculate Warrior, which I like, so we're going to go ahead and keep that. And there are multiple outfits, by the way. There's the Ronin attire. This one's really cool. We have the Traveler's attire, and each of them have different buffs. So, for example, this Traveler's attire might be good for when you're trying to wrap up the Platinum, get some of those last collectibles. You can track artifacts with the Guiding Wind, where you need about 20 of each, I think, to complete the Platinum trophy. Stuff like that is really useful. Anyway, let's head on over to the Komatsu Forge. I almost said Shrine, rather. I can't get this name right. But anyway, we're going to travel here, and I just want to show you guys the the upgrades for this game, see what you feel about it. There are a lot of them. We're going to start off with the swordsmith here. This is probably the most simplistic of them all, but it'll show you some of the materials that you need. Actually, behind him here, what is this? Steel, of course. You don't get that every day. So let's talk to the swordsmith here. We can upgrade the katana. As we can see, you need supplies, which is essentially the game's currency. This is one of the main resources you're going to be doing a lot of looting with. There's iron, there's steel. Like I said, right there, we have 29. We need 20 for this upgrade here. So finding steel just behind our swordsmith, very, very big find. But as we can see, you can continue to upgrade it. It'll do more damage. And same thing with the Tanto. I'm sorry, I said Kanto earlier. Kills enemies a little bit quicker, kills them more quietly, which is very important. So over here, we're going to find ourselves just a standard merchant. Now, I've never done this with a merchant, but you could actually, if you wanted to, with one of the merchants, sell things. This merchant in particular, you trade flowers you loot in the open world for kits, which will decorate your weapons, your armor. So here we're looking at sword kits, and they're all pretty different. I really like the one I have, but this one here is the one I actually have equipped, the Snow Demon's Eyes, because I think that's a reference to Nobunaga, because I believe he was called the Snow Demon, but that might have been his wife. I'm not sure. Same thing with the bow. You can get upgrades for how that looks. Nothing here is going to be a upgrade in the sense of how it performs in combat. You have to go to a bowyer, as I mentioned earlier. Armor die, probably the most important one, because it's exactly how you're going to see your character, and this is the most you see of them. Undiscovered armors as well, which is good that they are hiding those away from the player. Hats too. Don't forget hats. Now, I would never buy a headband from here because I think it's really cool that the haikus are part of what your character wears on his head. So if we carry on over here, we can see yet another rumor. And it's just, like I said, it's a dense game world where it's distracting you. You see I've gone from point A to point B to point C really quickly, but I don't feel overwhelmed. And like I said, I think a lot of that's because sometimes they will say, hey, why don't you go do a haiku? Why don't you follow a fox to his den and complete a shrine? It reminds me of one of my favorite games from 2013, I believe it was, or 2012. It's called Sleeping Dogs. And in Sleeping Dogs, sometimes you'd have to go pray at shrines for one of the collectibles. And it's just really nice to have a game where they say, hey, go do something kind of chill for once. And I once again, I know that's a tough sell for people because it's like, well, I want action or whatever. And I understand that. I respect that. And the game has plenty of it. I just really appreciate that sometimes it's willing to just let me enjoy the world and appreciate it. When it's constantly setting up views like this, it's like, yeah, I just want to be here and appreciate its beauty. It may very well be one of the most pretty open world games ever. And that's coming from someone who's not sold on graphics, but the presentation, the visual quality, the way that it just lets you live that samurai fantasy. It captures perfectly exactly what all of us envisioned in our heads, I feel. That's the best way to describe it. So right now, as you can see, I'm just getting distracted again. As we head to an unknown location, we see a bear who we're going to take out. He's fighting some Mongols. We're going to take them out as well. Yeah, you can shoot off horseback here as well. And I got shot off my horse. But yeah, things are just happening in the world. I have no idea what we're approaching here. Definitely, by the way, hunt animals. Those predator hides are really hard to come by. Hey, a fox den. So yeah, I can show you guys this, and then we'll actually wrap it up for real this time. So the fox den is cool. It's just this simple, right? And for some people, this may not be enticing, and I understand why. You're literally just following the fox. But he's going to take you to his shrine. You're going to do a little prayer, and you're going to unlock a slot for your charms where Jin will become a little bit more powerful through the attachments he has equipped. But like I said, as we're heading here into sun reflecting on the water, it's just a pretty sight. You know, it's just encouraging you to go to all the corners of the world. Like here, I would have never gone down here, man. So I love how the fox is just going to take us here. And let's see where his little shrine is. Oh, it's tucked around here? Wow. See, I wouldn't have... Wow. Man, look how hidden this thing is, man. This is cool. And then we have a beautiful view here. A beautiful view. That's just the type of stuff, man. These are the intermittent moments of respite that just, you know, build the player's experience. So we'll honor the shrine here. We can see the little fox. He's like, all right, I've done my part. See you later. And we're going to see that we need 3 more Inari shrines. And I believe, can we pet him? Hold on. Yes, we can. That is great stuff. I did not know that at all. What a cute little fox. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, hopefully I've done you a bit. Oh, that is so adorable. Hopefully I've done. Oh, he's just gonna run away now. Hopefully I've done you a bit of service here on this game, because I know some people were in the camp with me of, oh, this doesn't look that special, but as you can see, the world content, it's very different from what we normally experience in games that get that, I put in quotes, Ubisoft-itis. You know, that collectathon, the completionist attitude that you approach the game with. It's really not here. It's familiar, but it's also very refreshing. You do have to be one who embraces the samurai aesthetic of the game. I feel if you can't move past that, you may not enjoy the game as much. But the combat is excellent. The world and exploration is just wonderful. It's top tier. And I've just been thoroughly enjoying this game. So hopefully you are if you're playing the game. If you're not, hopefully this video did you some justice. And with that, I'll be signing off in this side quest video. So I hope you all did enjoy, and I'll talk with you soon. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.